Alright, let's begin again. Okay, but there, I got you.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm Kayla, and welcome to the 2025 Confirmation Service. Thank you all for being here. Please welcome our confirmation class. We have Izzy and Catherine and me as a part of our music team, and Elliot, Will, Sasha, Jacob, and Jeremy. Thank you.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Jeremy Salzman, and for every Sunday this past school year, we have taken the time to learn about Jewish values and what they mean to us. During this time, I not only learned about Jewish values, but I learned to appreciate what it means to be Jewish. The prayer that I was just saying is called Hine Matov, which mentions how we should be grateful for coming together as a community. I've learned this firsthand as I've been fortunate enough to be part of this confirmation class this year. This comes from socializing when we're supposed to be working to trying our best to digest some of the most confusing texts imaginable. These times coming together have become great parts of my memory. This has been a recurring theme in my childhood, as my best memories come from being together with other people, not from being alone. Now, I want to go further into how we can be part of communities and how not only does it shape our lives, but also it just improves it altogether. We can see this not only in our families, but our friends and the people we surround ourselves with. I remember one time when I was younger, I had nothing to do with football or any sports. I never really cared. And then out of nowhere, I met a friend who just loved the most random football teams. And because I was friends with him, I just picked up these teams, and I didn't even know who I was cheering for. But I was just like, my friend does it, so I'll just go along with him. And because of this person that I was friends with, I immediately adapted to him, and I kind of changed how I was in kindergarten, but it was for the better because at least I had someone to do it with. Also, beyond just changing our lives, our communities and special people also can contribute how we live our lives and just perceive our memories. Something as simple as walking down the road with different people can go different based off who you're with. It could be exchanging words of wisdom with parents, goofing off with friends, or just a walk alone where you can just reflect. One example that I experienced was when I was exploring a creek with a friend. We were trotting down the creek when out of the blue, we noticed a huge snapping turtle, which is 15 feet of us. We immediately looked at each other and started running while laughing and screaming. When I look back on this experience, I remember how funny it was when we looked at each other at the exact same time we saw the turtle. It was uncanny. If I saw that turtle by myself and I was running, I would have just forever thought about how scary it was, about how it was near death, and it just wasn't a good experience. Yet, because I had this friend with me and we were able to laugh and scream together, I remember this as such a good experience that I can always look back upon. Now, for everyone else, I want you to look at someone in this room and think about how they've changed your life in some way that if they were never here, it would be completely different. Really think about how your life would be right now. Also, try to think of some memories that you can have with other people, also memories that you can make, because the people who we spend our time with really do impact us. And I'm also really excited to be part of this community as we can spend the rest of this service celebrating them. Lastly, I want to thank all my teachers who supported me year after year. I want to thank my parents for always supporting me to go to services and go to Sunday school even when I didn't want to, and for the rabbis who always offer such good wisdom. Also, I'm extremely thankful for my wonderful classmates who I've gone to know for year after year and really appreciate as people. Thank you.
Now I want to invite all of the parents of our 10th graders, all of the parents of our confirmands, to come up and join me in lighting the Shabbat candles. So if you are a parent of anyone up on that bima, come on down. Shabbat Shalom, you all have a great deal to be proud of. But you know that already. But you're going to know that by the end of tonight's service. Thank you for all that you have done to get us here tonight.
Please turn to pages 20 and 21 for Lachado D.
Shabbat, may be seated.
Hello and Shabbat Shalom. My name is Izzy Seidman, and I wanted to start this out by asking you all a question. What are you willing to do purely based on trust? How much faith are you willing to put in someone without questioning them, without hesitating? Think about it for a second. Have your answer? Okay, I'll come back to that in a minute. Now, just under 3 years ago, I was bat mitzvahed here at CKE. The Torah portion I read that day was called Lech Lecha. In that portion, we read about God telling Abraham, then still called Abram, that he must go forth from his native land to the land that God will show him. Abram hears this, packs up all his things, and books it out of his home and leaves with his family. Now, when I gave my devar about this portion at my bat mitzvah, I focused on the topic of not having a choice in leaving your home, as my family had recently moved from New Jersey to Georgia. My parents just sat me down one day and said, "Hey, we might move to Georgia, FYI." And I was like, well, that sucks, but what I think doesn't matter, right? I felt like I had no choice in the matter, just like Abram had no choice but to leave his home. Now, though, I want to completely challenge everything I said at my bat mitzvah. I said that Abram had no choice but to leave his home and go where God commanded. But did he? I believe that Abram did have a choice. After all, we've seen other figures in the Torah disobey God. Now, it doesn't usually end well for them, but it still happens. Moses refused God's command to free the Jewish people from the Egyptians, and Jonah ran away when God told him to confront the people of Nineveh. Sure, they both ended up doing what God wanted anyway, but they still didn't agree immediately. So why did Abram not refuse? Why did he not pause at God's command? I knew my parents were doing what was best for me when they decided to move us, but did Abram know if God was doing what was best for him? I believe that faith is trusting someone, not blindly, but trusting someone enough to know that they will do what is right and best. Abram didn't know who or what God was, so could he really have had true faith? And why does this simple act of seemingly blind faith on Abram's part seem to go against a fundamental Jewish value, questioning? This brings me back to my earlier question. I asked you all how far you were willing to go on faith alone. There is something inherently Jewish about asking questions. We question everything. From an early age, we are taught that asking questions is a fundamental part of Jewish life. It's a tradition that the youngest person in the room reads the 4 questions at Passover. Sometimes the child assigned to read the questions might not even know what they're saying yet. We literally teach our children to ask questions before they even know what they're asking. And there are entire books of Talmud that are literally just old rabbis debating the most bizarre what-if scenarios for no other purpose than to debate something and ask questions. On the other hand, though, most other religions and modern society itself teach that children are to obey their parents blindly. I'm pretty sure at least some people in the room have heard children should be seen and not heard at least once. And parts of the Christian Bible even go out of their way to encourage obedience and unquestioning loyalty. So what makes Judaism different? Why do we question everything? I believe the answer goes all the way back to the roots of the Torah and the Hebrew language. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs wrote an article titled "The Necessity of Asking Questions." In this article, he says, "In a religion of 613 commandments, there is no Hebrew word that means to obey. Instead, the Torah uses the verb shema, which means to listen, to hear, to understand, to internalize, and to respond. It is literally written into the roots of the Hebrew language that the Jewish people do not obey blindly. We listen, we understand, we respond, we question." I cannot tell you why Abram did not question God. I don't know what was running through his mind when he heard God's voice in his head. But I do know that the foundation of Judaism is asking questions. We spent this year in confirmation studying Jewish ethics and Jewish values and what happens when they conflict. We did an activity where we discussed whether any value is truly Jewish. I believe that there are some inherently Jewish values, and questioning is one of them. It is what sets us apart and makes us unique. As Jews, we are not meant to wander blindly through life. We are meant to look at everything from 100 different angles. We are meant to find understanding in every scenario, even when the truth is ugly. We are meant to question. That's how I want to live my life, and I hope you will all do the same. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom. Please turn to page 26 for the Reader's Kaddish.
Yitkara v'yikara shemei rabba. B'yoma divra chirte v'yamlich malhute. B'chai yehon evyom echon ובחייתךו בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, יום לעולמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישבח, ויתפאר ויתרומן וינשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקדושה בריחו. לעולם בנקור ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ומהמתה, דמין רם ביומה, ויאמרו amen. Please turn to page 28 for the Baruchu.
Seated.
Throughout the year, we have been talking about Jewish values. Some of those include humanitarianism, repairing the world, growth, generosity, and being able to speak for others. However, one of the most important Jewish values to me is self-reflection. This is important value to me because it highlights the benefits of self-improvement. Taking 5 minutes out of your day to think about what you could have done better can greatly improve the world. In those 5 minutes, if you think about a reaction you had with a friend or a conversation with a family that should have gone better, or if you think you could have put more effort into a task, and act on that, then the next day you will make the world a better place. This type of discipline only works if you try. All you can ask yourself is if you try your best, then you will slowly and consistently get better. However, the world is moving fast. We don't always get this time to reflect. People can get very busy. The Shema and the Vehafta are great times to do this, as you can connect closer to God and have a more pure and concentrated moment of reflection. Please take the time in the following moment of silence and self-reflection, and together we can make the world a better place. Please turn to page 34.
Tom leot al yadecha, v'hayu letosafot beinenecha, utatam al mezuzot beitecha, uvishareha. Vasitem et kol mitzvotai, v'yatem kedoshi lehem. Ani Adonai Elohem, asher hotzeithi atem me'eretz Mitzrayim, le'yot lahem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohem. Hello. Shabbat Shalom. So I used to think that Judaism was just a vessel for tradition, a way for people to pass down rules and rituals about how we should live. To be honest, I didn't feel very connected to it. That was until one fateful moment in my life. The moment was last summer at Camp Coleman. I had asked a rabbi something. I don't remember exactly what I asked, but it had to do with the Torah and the Israelites fleeing Egypt. In any case, I do remember his answer. He paused, and he just said, "We can never truly know. It's all up to interpretation." Over the week, I kept asking more questions, each one leading to deeper and deeper conversations. Finally, near the end of the week, he told me something that changed everything. He said, "Now, I'm just one rabbi, and don't take my word as final, but Judaism is a collection of stories that help us understand how we're all connected. Most aren't factually true or even provable, but they serve a purpose. They explain, and because of that, Judaism can be whatever you want it to be." That was the first time I truly connected with Judaism. I realized it wasn't just a place of tradition, it was a space for asking, for wondering, and adapting. A religion that evolves with the times, that looks different for every single person, and yet still brings us together. When the Israelites crossed the Red Sea, they didn't just gain physical freedom, they were no longer bound by their master's orders. They were finally free to choose, free to speak, free to sing, free to worship in their own way. In that same spirit, when we sing Mechamocha, we're not just remembering what they were freed from, we're celebrating what they were freed for. Freedom to question, freedom to create, freedom to believe in something deeply personal. So when you sing this prayer, I invite you to ask yourself, what does freedom mean to you? And what does this prayer mean to you? Because truly, it's all up to interpretation. Please turn to page 40 for Micha Mocha. Okay. I'm fine. It's fine. It's cool. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. What? Yeah, you can sing along if you know it, as always, yeah.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Sasha Beck. I'm 16 years old and still attending Sunday school. If you'd asked me 4 years ago, I would have said you were crazy, and I never would have believed I am so invested in my religion. My Jewish journey started when I was born, obviously, to two amazing Jewish parents, and I attended the Sunshine School here at TKE, where I began learning Hebrew words and celebrating holidays. I started Sunday school in 3rd grade, but honestly, I didn't really understand what we were learning or why it mattered. I mostly remembered getting in trouble for talking in class with my friend Nathan Kinsler. I spent a lot of time goofing off, but I knew I liked being there with my friends. In 4th and 5th grade, I was in the art class. I loved it because I got to be creative while still learning about Jewish values. If you look at the ceiling tiles near the bathroom, one of them is mine. Around that time, I also started taking Hebrew classes after school. I didn't understand the importance of Hebrew, but I showed up anyway. In 6th and 7th grade, I was preparing for my bat mitzvah. To be honest, it felt like a chore. I didn't appreciate how lucky I was to have that opportunity, and I dreaded practicing and going to tutoring sessions. When the day finally came, I was relieved, but I remember thinking, finally, I don't have to do anything Jewish ever again. But boy, I was wrong. I expected to quit Sunday school and stop going to synagogue. That summer, I went to camp like usual, and I still dreaded Shabbat. But in 8th grade, something surprised me. I kept going to Sunday school, even though I didn't have to anymore. It just felt like something would be missing if I stopped, so I kept showing up. In the summer of 2024, something really changed. I went back to Camp Barney as always, but this time I looked forward to Shabbat. What I loved most was the sense of community. Reciting the prayers for fun and getting ready with my friends made me feel like I truly belonged. And leading Shabbat made me feel like a real leader. Sophomore year, I've been involved with BBYO, and I feel so much love. I truly strengthen my relationship with God and often praying as I need. And standing with Israel has been hard, but I feel a true connection. BBYO has made me truly love being a Jew, and the conventions changed my life. At each one, I made new friends and deepened old friendships. Attending Shabbat is so euphoric, and the song circles really warm my heart. Lastly, though I joke around a lot in confirmation class, I really do enjoy it. I've grown up with these kids, and it's amazing to see how far we've come. I truly value our discussions, at least when they aren't making fun of me. So thanks for putting up with me. Looking back, I realize now that my connection to Judaism didn't happen all at once. It grew slowly in ways I didn't expect. At first, I thought being Jewish was just about attending classes or preparing for a bat mitzvah. Now I understand that it's something deeper. It's about connection to people, to tradition, and to meaning. Leading Shabbat tonight, I expect to feel proud, not just of how far I've come, but how much I've grown into this identity. I hope my journey shows that it's okay if Judaism doesn't click right away. What matters is staying open to the moments when it does, because they can be powerful, meaningful, and even joyful. Please turn to page 42.
Eloheinu my name is William De La Fuente. I don't like public speaking a lot, so I'll keep this short and sweet. I've enjoyed spending time at confirmation, and one of my favorite lessons was talking about Jewish values. My takeaway is that there aren't inherently Jewish values, just values that are more persistent in the Jewish community. I think that because you don't have to be Jewish just to have similar values to someone who is. I would like to end by saying thank you for this opportunity to do confirmation, and thanks to all my friends in confirmation. Now please turn to page 44 for Vishamra.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Kayla. As far back as I can remember, Judaism has been a part of my life. When I was little, Judaism was the familiarity of the songs and the yummy food. Now, of course, I still love music and food, but now my Jewish life means so much more than just that. As I grew, my Judaism grew with me. When I was in preschool, right here at TKE, a lot of my friends were Jewish because it was mostly a Jewish preschool. Hebrew words and Jewish songs were part of my daily life. I learned the basics of the seasons of a Jewish year and the celebrations that went with it. As I started to grow, the seeds of Judaism were planted within me. Early on, Sunday school was just a thing where I'd have to wake up early on the weekends to learn. It was not quite as easy or fun as Jewish learning had been in preschool. In time, I did come to appreciate the importance of understanding my Jewish roots and learning how to read Hebrew. I was growing, and my understanding of Judaism grew with me. With my family, we used to do Shabbat every Friday night, candles, prayers, challah, etc., a tradition that fell away as our lives got busier. Now my mom just makes challah. If we aren't home during Hanukkah, we take it on the road with us. We share it with our friends and family who aren't Jewish and teach them a little bit about some of our culture. In addition for going to temple for high holidays, we also have Rosh Hashanah dinner with family and friends. Passover is my favorite Jewish holiday because of the traditions and the time we spend with family. I was growing, and my love for my Jewish family and friends grew with me. My summers were spent at Camp Coleman. I spent several weeks away every summer building connections to my Jewish peers through songs, prayer, art, movement, and daily living. Who would have thought you could memorize a whole 5-minute Jewish prayer, but we all know the Birkat Hamazon, high fives and all. I was growing, and my Jewish connections were growing with me. When I had my bat mitzvah, I was scared about having to learn all the prayers and how to read from the Torah. Even though I had been in religious school for years, there was still so much to do. There was a lot of tutoring and a lot of practicing. When you put this much time into something, you think about the significance of what you're doing. I realized I was making a lifelong commitment to myself and my Judaism. I was becoming a Jewish adult, and my appreciation and Jewish heritage were growing with me. I have kept my commitment to Judaism and continued with my Jewish studies. I have found new ways to participate in Jewish life by joining BBYO. This year, I also became a madricha and got to work with younger kids as they, are on their Jewish journey. I really like being part of their Sunday school experience and making sure they enjoy coming to Sunday school as much as I enjoyed it. I am continuing my commitment to Judaism, and my place in the community is growing with me. This class has been a great experience for me. It's important to have a group like this where we can really share feelings about important Jewish topics and connect with our friends through meaningful discussions. It's hard to know what will happen next when some of this formalized Jewish education ends. Fortunately, I have a lifetime of connections keeping me part of my Jewish community. I know that whatever my future holds, my Judaism will continue to grow with me. Please rise and turn to page 46.
Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, El Hagabul, Hagibor v'Hanara, El Elyon, Gomel Hasatim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zoher Asei Avavim Ahot, V'megi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo V'ahava, Melech Hoser U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Maken Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, V'chayei HaKol Atah Rav Le'Mashiach, Morid Atah, V'chayei Hayim V'Hesed, V'chayei HaKol Be'Rachamim Ramim, Somech Noflim V'Rochem Polim, U'Matzir Asurim, U'Mehayei Emunato, L'Shenei Yafa, Mihamu Haba Givuro, U'Midom Ela, Melech Leini Tumehayei, U'Matzmi Avishua, V'Nemanata V'Tayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, V'Meyavei HaKol. Takadosh, V'Shim HaKadosh, Grimshin b'chol yom elalu asela. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please take a moment for silent prayer. When you're done, you may be seated.
Oh, say shalom. B'mama. Oh, say shalom. B'mama. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Oh, say shalom.
This time in our Jewish calendar, we are in the period of the Omer, which is our ritual of counting from the holiday of Passover to Shavuot, the holiday of counting from our ancestors' moment of freedom until revelation of the Torah of giving at Sinai. We have Rabbi Alter's, our beautiful 3D printed counter, which you can all see very clearly from back there, the back row. These are called numbers, and on each day we move the ring. We turn to page 278, 278, as we count the Omer. Hineni muchanum zuman lekayem mitzvat aseh shel sfirata Omer. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha-Omer. Our praise to you, Adonai, sovereign of all, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to count the Omer. Hayom shiv'ah ve'esrim yom. Today is the 27th day. Shehem shlosha shvuot v'shisha yamim la'omer, which is 3 weeks and 6 days of the counting of the Omer. Amen. We also now take a moment for prayer for healing, page 253. In our community, we're thinking of the following who are in need of healing of mind, of body, or of spirit. We're thinking of Gary Atkins, Hannah Atkins, Jack Berger, Betty Berlin, Yvonne Binns, Danny Bastian, Isidore Cohen, Ainsley Davis, Stephen Despins, Beth Einig, Braxton Fine, Bob Gans, Bob Getlin, Rick Hack, Julia Hall, Chris Healy, Blanchie Howell, Opal Howell, Sam Howell, Linda Jenkins, Marlene Catterone, Carol Lids, Joe Lombardi, Sarah Jane Lombardi, Dorothy London, Paul Melnick, Asta Mitchell, Simone Neiman, Joyce Newman, Peggy Packer, Rob Rasnick, Lisa Schaefer, Cy Schulemson, Joan Schwartz, Becky Cernovitz, Nicole Aronson Silverman, Alice Singer, Arthur Slutza, Richard Slutza, Randy Suchke, Charlene Venner, Ira Weissman, and Keith West. If there are any other names that you'd like to add to our list for prayers of healing this evening, or if I mispronounce a loved one's name, please may add them at this time. We sing now together in the middle of page 253.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Ishe Beirach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shleima, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Good evening. My name is Jacob Gravanek. Ever since the age of 5, my Sundays have been dedicated to learning Jewish values, building a friendship in the community, and God's role in my life. Each paragraph I wrote today will explain why being Jewish and being confirmed is amazing. I will tell you, I never thought I would reach this moment. As a kid, I dreaded the fact that I had to come to Sunday school, and that had changed when Rabbi Cernovitz came in as the new rabbi. I drove an hour every Sunday, waking up early for what was a 9:30 class and getting done at 12. He took me through what it meant to be an athlete and be Jewish at the same time, and it was a game changer to me. I had my bar mitzvah and fell in love with learning weekly with my peers. That kept me and got me to the place where I am now. Jewish values are a vital thing learning in what it means to be Jewish. Values are how you live your life and what you live by. Jewish values are how you align yourself. Jewish values align with loving your family and a strong community. Loving your family is a moral that I seriously cherish. Having multiple families, and I love every single one of them. My actual family, who is sitting in the crowd today, which I love the most. My baseball team, who some of them are here, and I thank you for all of that. And my Jewish community, which is the strongest one and is in attendance tonight. Each has helped me in their own separate ways. My family has spent over 10 years driving me to Sunday school and then making my bar mitzvah one of the best memories of my life and constantly sacrificing their time for me and what I want to do. My baseball team for sacrificing their time and being here and showing up for me no matter what it is, for helping me in times of stress and getting me through an inning and making me the best pitcher I could possibly be. Finally, I want to thank my Jewish community for letting me get the education here and providing me with questions that help me further my education. I thank them for supporting me for my bar mitzvah and teaching me everything I know. I could not be here with any of these families I have and the support I have from each and every single one of them. A strong community is another Jewish value that is important. A strong community builds connection with each other and bonds with people that can last forever. Look around. This is the connection that we have with each and every one of each other. We all cherish the bond of being here on a Friday night on a Shabbat service that is just a bond between every single one of us. I thank you for that. The people around me helped build a religious foundation as well. I would not have chosen anyone else to build my religion with. Thank you to each one of the confirmand behind me for these amazing journeys. These people are nothing shy of amazing. Rabbi Cernovich was a major help to me as well. I was meeting him for the first time when he interviewed me and then called my name, and we talked about baseball and how he loves the sport and Judaism. He changed my entire perspective on Judaism as well. Rabbi Alter has also helped me in my perspective. He's taken us through multiple hours of text mining and reading just for us to produce nothing where we could completely comprehend him and tell about it. Rabbi Alter could tell us anything about Judaism, and that is what made me fall in love more because there was always more questions to ask and more answers to dig for. That is why I love this religion. There's never just one answer. There's multiple. That's what takes them from data to information to knowledge to insight to wisdom and eventually a conspiracy theory. Shout out Rabbi Alter for that, by the way. All right. God's role in me. I want to start with without God, I would be nowhere close to where I am. The last week has most likely been one of the best weeks of my life. I won't get into detail because it's too much for y'all and it's a crap ton. But trust me, it was. God works in the most mysterious ways imaginable. And I love it when our coach Schilling says, God doesn't give you what you want, he gives you what you need. This is saying that if you want something quickly, it will not come to you quickly. He will give you what you need instead of what you want. I use baseball as an example because I love baseball a ton. After my freshman year, I had an injury that sat me down for a couple of weeks into summer ball, which tore me apart, missing some of the season. That spring, I had an okay year, but nothing to brag about. Fall season, couldn't perform at all. It had me really questioning any goals that I had for the sport of baseball. I wanted to make varsity so bad to the point where I started exerting my body, expecting perfection out of it. I eventually had a moment in my life where I completely stopped praying to God and lost everything. I realized coming back to Sunday school more and more after that summer that I couldn't be anywhere where God would be without God. God has a plan for all of us, and we just execute the plan that is laid out for us. I've learned to trust in God and believe in him because all good things come from him. Without God, we're nothing. Jewish values are like a set of guidelines that help people live good lives based on Jewish histories and teaching. One big idea is tikkun olam, which means repairing the world. Think of it as doing your part to make things better, like helping people in need or taking care of the environment. Another important value is tzedakah, or justice, which means being fair and making sure everyone is treated equally. And then there's hesed, or loving and kindness, which is all about being kind, helpful, and caring to others in your community. These values help Jewish people make positive contributions to the world. This is what it means to be Jewish, and not just someone regular. This is why choosing to be Jewish is the best decision you can ever make. To wrap things up, I would not be here where I'm at today without God, my family, friends, coaches, and other influential people in my life. I want to thank Rabbi Chase Foster for stepping in and making us just a better class as a whole. He stepped in when Rabbi Alter was sick, and it really helped us out. I want to thank Rabbi Alter for everything that he's done in terms of helping us out and making sure that we could understand everything. I want to thank each and every one of my peers next to me, Catherine, Izzy, Kayla, for the beautiful music they're playing tonight, Sasha, Will, Elliot, Jeremy. I want to thank all of y'all for y'all's insightful ideas, too. I want to thank my teammates for always supporting me on and off the field and being here today. You boys have no idea what it means to me. Finally, I want to thank everyone at TKE for teaching me what it means to be Jewish and making me want to continue to be Jewish and enjoying my Jewish lifestyle here. You have truly pushed me to be the best leader I can be, and I thank you for all of that. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
I'm going to invite all of you guys to join your friends over there so I can look at all of you at the same time. Tonight, we come together, the community of Temple Kol Emeth, in celebration, we stand together as one community to witness our teens as they confirm, or perhaps reconfirm, their Jewish identities, their Jewish values, and the value of their membership in the Jewish community. To echo something we said just a few short weeks ago, Nayenu, this would have been enough. But we do this at the end of a week in which Jews around the world read what scholar Mary Douglas calls the most important chapter in the whole book of Leviticus, the chapter on the meaning of righteousness. This week, we read Parshat Kedoshim. In it, God instructs Moses to gather Kol Adat B'nai Israel, the whole community of Israel, and say to them, Kedoshim Tihiyu, you shall be holy, for I, Adonai your God, am holy. Kedoshim Tihiyu, you shall be holy. This year, we studied Jewish ethics. According to scholar Jacob Milgram, while other cultures may connect ethics and ritual together, only Judaism blends ethics and ritual under the banner of holiness. We are not holy simply because we practice every Jewish ritual. We are holy because of the ethics and values that guide our rituals, our decisions, and our actions. Tonight, we recognize and celebrate each of you for the people that you have become and the ethics and values that you have learned from your parents, your role models, and your study of Judaism. Tonight, we say not Kedoshim Tihiyu, but Kedoshim Atem. Not you shall be holy, but you are holy. Nayenu, each of you is enough, exactly as you are. Everyone here bears witness to that tonight. It has been an honor teaching and learning with each of you. Thank you for allowing me, for allowing us to be your teachers. Kol HaKavod, Mazel Tov, congratulations. We have, in these lovely bags over here, a number of gifts from TKE, from your rabbis, from Men's Forum, and from the women of TKE. You also have, in addition to all those gifts, a wonderful certificate honoring tonight. So, Rabbi Foster, will you help me hand these out? They've got names on each bag. I'm going to invite all of you to gather right in front here as we open the ark.
We ask everyone to please rise. Come close, come close, come close. Y'all know me well enough to know that I don't bite too much. Like, all right, it's feisty. Rabbi, get in here. Yay. want to take this opportunity to offer you our personal blessing. I've only known you for not quite a year yet, for the most part. Rabbi Alter for a couple of years. But it's amazing to be able to think back to the learning and the growth over this last year in particular with confirmation, but of course, as many of you reflected on throughout your lives. It's a beautiful thing to be a teacher, to be able to look at a student and help them learn. And, one day a student can't read. Weeks later, after hard work, they're reading. One day they can't write, then they can write. One day they don't understand what Jewish ethics are. Many months later, they're kind of almost starting to figure out what Jewish ethics are. But what's even better than being a teacher is to then, as the teacher, be able to come and be the student. And for me, how great it has been this evening to be able to sit and listen to you and to hear those Jewish values that you've learned about, that you've had ingrained into your body, some of you since you were 6 months old here at the Sunshine School in preschool. And your ability to learn, to teach all of us here in this community about love and care, the values of education, of teamwork, of friendship, of music, of using our voices. So Rabbi Alter and I will use our voices to offer this blessing for you that our tradition has been saying for thousands of years at our life's most important moments.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
May God's light shine graciously upon you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God's radiance always turn to each of you and grant you God's greatest gift, the gift of peace.
We'll continue now with Aleinu L'Shabeach, page 282 and 287. We'll remain standing. Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, L'Tei Gedula L'Yotzeh Breshit, Shelo Hasanu Hioyeh Ha'aratzot, Velo Samanu K'mishmechot Ha'adama, Shelo Sam Chelkeinu Kahem, Vegor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam, Va'anachnu Korim, Umishtachavim Odim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu 27, V'nehemar, V'haya Adonai, Lemelech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad. You may be seated. Our thoughts now turn at this time to words of Mourner's Kaddish, our tradition's prayer of life, honoring the lives and memories of our dearly beloved family and friends who've died and left an indelible mark on us. In particular, we're thinking of those who this week is their yard site in our community. If your name of your loved one is read, and you rise so we can know you as a mourner in our community. We're thinking of Beatrice Applebaum, Sidney J. Brodsky, Ronald Chasner, B.B. Daniels, Stuart DeVoskin, Dave Fine, Sheila Gold, Michael Goldstein, Helen Gordotowski, Andrew Jacoby, Arthur Jacoby, Pearl Temerles Juntoff, Jack Kahn, Marilyn Cami, Rita Kirshner, Charlotte Kramer, Elsa Lewis, Nathan Loshak, Philip Melnick, Robert Peretz, Judith Sellinger, and Jerry Steinhardt. We're thinking also in our community those who we are still in their first Shana, their 11 months after their death. Alan Eisen, Patty Savage, Norma Plattner, Philip Meal, Rodney Scott Cohen, Kitty Cohen, Layla Kaminer, Richard Barker, Deborah Brandt Singerman, Paul Zale, Joseph Jerome Cantor, Marjorie Romes, Jerry Frost, Helene Graboff, Bruce Antonoff, Sawyer Heller, Bowen Heller, Madeline Seidman, Karen Jacoby Silverman, Harry Roth, Jeff Simon, Doris Goodman, and Beverly Stolman. If you'd like to add another name of a loved one, if I mispronounced one of your loved one's names, please may add theirs at this time. In our community, it's our custom to rise to support our mourners as we recite Kaddish, page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala v'izman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam lo me'almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. You may be seated. Have the honor now of inviting up Sandy Davis, our congregational president, for some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. And Yasher Koach to all of our confirmands. Excellent job, guys. Mazel tov. It's always heartwarming to have our confirmation class lead a service each year. We wish you all the best as you continue to grow and learn as Jewish adults. I wanted to make sure everyone saw the note we sent out last week announcing summer Shabbat hours. Beginning Friday, May 23rd, our Shabbat service will begin at 6:30 p.m. We will have a light pre-service nosh available at 6 if you're able to come earlier for some social time. We need volunteers to help with our interfaith Cobb Habitat build on June 22nd and July 13th. No experience is necessary, and this is a great way to make a direct impact on the broader community. If you're interested, please speak with Paul or Paula Wilson or Henry Haney. They're in the back. Following services, please join us for our ONEG sponsored by the confirmation families. During ONEG, we invite you to take part in our social action project, Love for Our Elders. A letter writing station will be set up for you to write heartfelt notes to lonely seniors in our community in need of connection. Your words can bring joy and comfort to those who often feel forgotten. So stop by, grab a card, and help make someone's day a little brighter. Shabbat Shalom.
And I thank God I'm breathing.
So we'll conclude our service now with Kiddush and Motzi. We want to invite all of our confirmands to come join us at the Torah table on the floor. And after we're done with Kiddush and Motzi, please join us in the social hall. There's a cookie cake, and it's really big. And I've been eyeing it sit for like 2 hours.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Eloheinu Borei Pori HaKafen. You got it. Motzi lehem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lehem min haaretz v'te'ahon. I did not know this was